Good morning, everyone. How are we today? Are we ready to take today by storm and do what we do? I was going to do a short clip here this morning before I head off to work, and doesn't really matter when you see this. I guess take it in whenever you got time. Just wanted to been thinking a lot about. And I hate to use this term because this can affect anybody, I guess, or anybody could be in a point of stagnation in their life. Um, but it's just kind of where millennials are in their life. So I don't want to say millennials because it could be people that are young in their 20s, could be people like me in their 30s, or could even be people in their mid 40s. Um, but it's just what I was thinking about is it tougher for our generation today to get things done or make things happen compared to other generations like our parents or our grandparents? Now, this is a widely debated subject. And of course, people like our parents' age, the baby boomers, the silent generation, and even some of those that aren't quite in the baby boomers, they they always say, well, we had it much tougher and things like that. So it makes you wonder, is it actually tougher for um, people these days to get further ahead in life or to get the things we want out of life that we see that our parents have or older people have at their age? I think it's kind of widely known that millennials or people um, in that demographic, they want things and they want it now, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's good that they have that drive and they know what they want, and they're actually breaking social norms by saying, well, I don't want a family at age 22, and I don't need to buy a house at age 24. I'm just going to go live my life and make money and bounce around city to city, job to job, laying this huge network trail. And for them, that is their way they can get through life till they feel they are at a certain point of success for themselves. So I think we're breaking some of those societal norms, maybe, that we don't have to do things the way our parents did them. Um, but on the same token, people that maybe not feel comfortable bouncing out like that, going from job to job, city to city, packing up and doing whatever, taking the next promotion they get from whatever. There are people that will still follow the same similar path that their parents did. But what I've kind of noticed is that we see what our parents have or older people have, and we see what our grandparents have. And what I mean by that, like, they're in their later stages of their life, so they're probably more financially independent. They probably have nice cars, probably have a nice house, probably take lots of vacations, maybe. This doesn't fit for everybody, obviously, but I'm trying to generalize here to make a point. But so, and I even have seen myself do this. But so you see the things that your parents have or older people have, and they're really great things. So then you're like, well, I want those things. So I think millennials or even younger people or older people get caught up in saying, well, I need a nice brand new house and I need that nice car and I want to go on vacations too, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's great. But I think a lot of people forget that we don't see I don't see what my parents did 30 years ago because obviously I was 2 years old, or I don't see what my parents did 35 years old because I wasn't even born yet. So that's I think as a generation we get caught up in the fact of we want we want what people have now at an older age. And I'm not saying we shouldn't have those things. I'm not saying we shouldn't wait, but we kind of have to judge, like, do I really need this big house, or can I really afford this big house, or um, who is this brand new car trying to impress, and or can I afford this nice new car because, well, he got a new car, so I think I should get a new car. I mean, these are some kind of it's kind of where we're it's not where we're headed. I think it's where we're already at, is where it's maybe not necessarily a case of keeping up with the Joneses, but it's kind of it has an effect on a lot of people that see, well, maybe I'm not as successful because I don't have that new house and I don't have those new cars or whatever. So I think it's okay for people to just stop and sit back and take some time to think about what they want out of life, or out of their financial goals, or where they want to be um, a little bit later in life. The first house that my wife and I bought, it was a very small house. I won't say it was a dump because it wasn't, but we put some money into it. We put some sweat equity into it, and we made it our home. Uh, we ended up selling that house, but it was um, it was good enough for us at the time, and it probably still would have been good enough for us right now. But we moved on to do other things, and now we're in a different house. And even like I just was saying, I could have moved into something different, but the way the market conditions were, we ended up in a brand new house. And me being my age, from where I'm from and how I was raised or whatever, I never thought I would ever live in a brand new house. But for us, it kind of made sense, and the market conditions drove that locally where I'm at. So just to recap here, just want everybody to think about that. You don't have to do what everybody else does. You can do whatever the heck you want. And don't ever forget that. And don't let people make you think otherwise, because a lot of people have a lot of nice things, but emotionally or inside, they really have nothing to show for it. So don't get caught up in what people have versus I need to have this or that. Do you? That's all I'm trying to get out of this little snippet, is just do whatever you want, and don't worry about the societal norms of saying, well, I should have a house by now or whatever. And it's like, you know what? If you're not comfortable buying a house, just rent. And you may regret it down the line, but if it makes you feel better now, then that's what makes sense. And as volatile as the housing market's been, sometimes renting's not a bad idea. But like I was saying, you just do yourself and do what you think is good for you or your family, and don't worry about so much what other people are doing and how they're living their life and keeping up with the societal norms that you think are in place, because the only way that's ever going to change is if we break these societal norms of saying we have to have perfect family, perfect wife, perfect house, perfect car, perfect job. Everybody's smiling on Facebook. So just to recap, live your life, do what you want to do, make smart choices, and be in control of yourself. That's it for today's little video. Everybody have a good day and rock on with life.